So the next group of pieces that we're going to share are a group of 3 songs by Hugo Wolf on poetry by Edward Murica. And I'm singing with my regular pianist here in New York City, Reiko Uchida, in these videos. The first song, Auf einer Wanderung, is the translation is on a stroll, and in it, the poet goes for a walk in the late afternoon, wanders into a town, and notices the beautiful reddish light of sunset, flowers in a window box, the sound of church bells, a church choir is rehearsing. He keeps walking. He's sort of lost in thought. And he finds himself slightly outside the village, and he's hearing the stream rustling, and the clouds are this intense purple color. And he has such an intense, ecstatic experience just from seeing all these beautiful things. It's like you can almost imagine that he's been cooped up for too long working on something. And finally, he goes out for a walk, and it refreshes his mind and re-inspires him to write some poetry. And the end of the poem is saying, "Oh, muses, you have once again inspired me to write a poem with this beautiful breath of love that comes from nature and just like looking around, going for a walk." So Auf einer Wanderung. The second song is Peregrina 2, also by Murica. And in it, the poet is remembering an old love affair in the distant past. And from the poem, we can infer that it was a very, very passionate love affair that ended horribly. But now it's many years past, and yet he's musing that, why is it that sometimes when I'm sitting here going about my daily life, I'll think about you and burst into tears? And why is it that sometimes I'll be playing with my children or hanging out with my family, and I'll imagine that your ghost comes into the room and sits across from me, and I burst into tears, and together we leave the room together. And so he's still thinking back with regret and wondering what could have been, and she is still haunting him in a way.
Mm.
The third song, Storchenbotschaft, tells the story of a shepherd who is out many miles from his home, tending his flock. And in the middle of the night, he is visited by 2 storks. And it is a very goofy song, and it's a very, very long setup to a punchline that you see coming a mile away, like, why are these 2 storks visiting him? But nevertheless, it's so silly and musically fun that you don't mind that you can tell what the punchline is going to be. So that's Storchenbotschaft, the stork's message.